Here's to us.
Who's like us?
We've all known about this for quite a while, so on the one hand it feels like, oh my gosh, it's finally here. And then it goes, every once in a while I go, wow, this is really happening. The Encores experience is so fast, so furious that I feel like sometimes there's not much time to think, and it's great. Because everything just sort of happens.
So what was it about Charlie that made you secretly lust after him?
He's a lyricist. How often do you get to play a lyricist on stage? What's really fun about this show is you get to see a little bit of the work. Even in little moments in opening doors, he goes, they're always popping their cork. I'll fix that line. There's the temp line you put in until you've got the right line in.
Friends, point out your lies, whereas old friends live and let live.
Good friends, I can advise, whereas old friends love and forgive.
The challenge of Merrily is that it goes backwards in time. So your character not only goes through ages, but you see her at the beginning in a very different light than you see her later in the show.
I'm so excited to get to play someone older than myself, and I also feel so lucky to have this experience at the age I am now, because I'm sort of right in the middle of where she starts and where she ends. And I feel like playing 40, I know a ton of 40-year-olds, and they're not so different from how I am. Whereas I think if I was 20 and playing this, I would feel like I had to put on a whole bunch of, things.
I couldn't have played this part 5 years ago. I would have been all Charlie circa, the very end of the show.
Right.
And so I really feel like I'm right in the middle of that spot. I feel very attached to sort of the idealism of why I got into this and how lucky I am to be in this world. It's the theater and we're really in it. But at the same time, I've had some success, and I understand the other side of it. I understand how wrong it can go.
This was the soundtrack, part of the soundtrack of my college experience. And we endlessly used to analyze the music.
This show in particular, I feel like people have such strong opinions about. I had someone stop me on the street that recognized me from a headshot. I was like, what version are you doing?
Because it is Sondheim, there's a certain amount of, for me, a certain amount of respect that goes along with the piece. You want to do it justice, and then there's also knowing that many people want you to do it justice.
The temptation is to be really slavish, and I'm trying to learn everything by heart and to know that he's very generous in terms of letting the actors live those parts.
I study voice with Vicki Clark, and I know she said, oh gosh, it's so fun, just have a blast and try not to stress, because you can always just look at your book if you need to.
Damn few.